Hi, I'm Theresa Sanchez. I'm a realtor here in Northeast Pennsylvania. And when I'm not selling real estate, I am a mom to 4 children and a grandmom to 2 beautiful little girls. I like not playing in the snow, but I like my winter wonderland. And if you're looking to relocate, that is my specialty because I relocated from Philadelphia. Before I was a realtor, I did catering. I had my own catering business and a cafe. I also started a green cleaning business, and that did very well. I had about 720 clients, and then I sold that off and started real estate. So I became a realtor because we had a house in Jim Thorpe, and we moved back to Philadelphia, and we sold that home. At least we thought. They actually transferred everything out of our name except for the mortgage, and then I spent 10 years in litigation. And during that 10 years, I kind of was like, how did this happen? And how was this missed? And why am I fighting for a house that I sold? So I figured I'd take real estate classes. And little did I know, you don't learn any of that there either. So I was I took the classes thinking I was going to learn how somebody can just do this. I didn't learn any of that. And then, we got through our litigation and the house got sold. We got the house back. Everything was fine. And, but it cost a lot of money. And I went and took my classes, got licensed, and then realized how hard real estate really was. As a realtor, my favorite thing working with home buyers is the excitement because I like the journey. I like being part of their journey. I like watching the excitement. I like learning about people because you need to know about people in this business. So why it's important for home buyers to be pre-approved before they start their home search. I'm going to say this. You need to talk to a lender to find out your affordability is. I know a lot of you that come to me who are buyers are renters and you think like, well, I paid this in rent, so I can afford that in a mortgage. You can't because when the lender goes through your paperwork, he's going to find out your debt to income doesn't match what you want to buy. And that you have to have a conversation with the lender before you even go out because if you work with me, we're not going out without something. You're going to put all your paperwork in. I'm sorry. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to myself. And it's not fair to the sellers. Nobody wants to take their dogs out of their home and show their home to a prospect, and the prospect can't afford their home. So it's very important to have a snapshot of your financials and what you can afford and what you're comfortable with a payment. So if a buyer comes to me and they're not pre-approved, I absolutely have a conversation, and then I loop them in with my lender, and him and his team pick it up, and they have the conversation. And as soon as everything is in, I tell my buyers, we go out when everything is in. So if you get the paperwork in quick and they get through your paperwork and they give you the approval, we'll be out in 3 days. If you take 5 days, we'll be out in 7. So the biggest myth that renters believe in that prevents them from being homeowners is probably that they need 20% down or they need like some 650 score or something. You can get a property. Most people don't even know this. I used to work at Remax in Philadelphia, and my receptionist, we were on an avenue, and renters would come in and nobody would want them. She would send them to me and call them penny from heaven because we would sit down and I would talk to these renters, and none of them know that your first, last, and security is literally your down payment on a home. You can buy a home, and if you're given an investor or a landlord, first license security, and you need 3 times the amount in rent, and you need a 620 score, you should be talking to a realtor and buying your own property because there are grants out here that will get you the closing cost. So one of the most important things for a home seller to do before they list, I would say declutter and clean, and then, interview a few agents and find out, who fits what your needs are. Sit with a realtor who's going to listen to what your needs are, not just throw your home on the market and hope for a buyer. Okay, because that's not what we want. Not in this market, not any market. What's my favorite thing about working with home sellers? Everything. I love listing their house. I love helping them relocate. I love helping them on their next journey, whether it's downsizing or upsizing. A lot of people are upsizing. A lot of people are relocating. I mean, I do like working with home sellers. I like helping stage their homes, getting the photography done. I like putting in 100% to get the house sold for top dollar. So what does my marketing strategy look like for a seller? It depends. It depends on the seller, the home, their needs. Every house I list, there is a different market strategy for that home. It all depends on what the seller is looking to do, what they're looking to net. Not every circumstance is the same. Not every listing is the same. How do I determine a recommended list price for a property? Myself, I have a conversation first. I do look up your property. I do look at comps. I do not give you a price over the phone. We do meet and I do walk through your home, and then we go over some of the sales in the area and the timeline and what your needs are. So if you're in a rush to sell, we might list a little under market to get it moving. If you have some time to wait, I like to do strategies where how can I say this? I've I've listed properties where people thought I was nuts and they were overpriced and we sold them. I know my numbers, and I'm just going to say this. If you have time to wait, if the market's crazy and you're getting a gazillion offers, it doesn't mean it's the best offer, none of them. I would actually list where I think you're going to land. And sometimes it could take 19 days instead of 4, but if you wait the 19 days, you'll have that serious buyer. You won't have all that like chaos coming through your door all the time, but you're priced right. So it's kind of like if you're overpriced, every potential buyer that would have purchased your home just bought something else. They went and saw something else. You're overpriced. You're just overpriced. I'm not going to take the listing if it's overpriced. So because I work with investors, do I think Northeast PA is a good place to invest? Absolutely, 100%. My favorite thing about working with investors is the numbers game. It's numbers for them. There's no fluff in between. They want to do a walkthrough to make sure the property's sound. We go through the pro forma and things like that. But if it's numbers for them, the deal has to work. That's why I like investors. They're not emotionally connected. They're financially connected. So being from Philly on an investment stance, I would say here you get more bang for your buck, and the rents are higher, honestly. I mean, the properties are high down there, but you're going to have roommates and you're going to house hack down there. You're not going to know it, but they are. So when I first got licensed, I was selling new builds and parents were actually refinancing their homes and pulling out equity and buying these properties and then for their children to beat out offers. And then they were just putting roommates in and to pay their mortgage, their house hacking. So one piece of advice I would give to somebody thinking about doing real estate and getting their license is do it. That's all I can say. I would just say do it. Do it. It's the hardest thing you'll do for yourself, but it's the most rewarding thing that you're going to do for yourself. So the one thing you should know about me, if you're going to work with me as your realtor, is that I'm no nonsense and I'm fun and we're going to get shit done. And I'm a straight shooter. You got to be able to take what I say as this is it. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm just going to give you what it is. I'm just going to say it like it is. A lot of people either like it or they don't. Working with me, if you're a buyer, we're gonna, you're gonna be in good hands. We're not gonna like just buy some house because I'm chasing a check. You're gonna get the house you want for the price you want, and I'm gonna work my ass off to do that.